here live on Facebook again today. We are very fortunate from the lovely state of Arizona, the Goodyear office, real estate extraordinaire, Susan VanHooser. Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
As you can hear, the studio audience loves you, so that's the most important thing. Well, let's start off by telling a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this wonderful thing called real estate.
Excellent. Yeah. So I've kind of been in the real estate industry since I moved out here in 2001. I have a degree in communications and marketing. And when I moved out here, I started working for a developer, DMB. There's a couple of high-end communities in Scottsdale called DC Ranch and Silverleaf that I was part of the marketing team. So I take it as that's kind of like my first step in real estate is kind of getting into the development part of it. From there, I went to a builder. I went to Continental Homes. And now it is D.R. Horton, one of the largest in the nation. And I worked for them in the marketing department as well. And then I moved into resale, and I've been doing that ever since. So I've been licensed for 22 years.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. And you like how we were talking earlier, when I met you, you were going through some challenges, you were going through some changes as we all do in life. And you either rise to the occasion or you let it kick you in the butt and change everything for you. But you started off and you climbed the ranks slowly. And now it's just at least the second, if not the third year in a row that last year you were number one, and right now you're currently number one. So I would imagine
Correct.
You're going to finish like that as well too. So tell them, I think what you did when you left the builder and went into resale was very smart. The way you started working that community. Tell them a little bit of how you did that very proactively, which I think is great.
Yeah. So the most recent community that I was in, it was a very unique situation. They didn't have a model complex for me because they had knocked those or they had sold those models. Then they had built me new models, but people didn't like them. So they knocked the models down and were like going to do them again. So it was a very weird time, but I had 90 sales that year. And all of that was because I had people coming into the office that I did have, and they would sit down and I would build a relationship with them and I would find out what they needed. And then I promised them what I could promise them. Like, I might not have all the answers, but I know I can get them for you. If you know what home site you want, if you know what you want to back to and all of that fun stuff, we can write it down and you'll get the best price, best everything, because you're getting into it before the builder even knows what we're doing. And
Right.
they were able to trust me. And I sold 90 houses like that without floor plans, without anything. And it was all on relationships. So when I decided to leave the home building industry after I went back into it, I had kept in contact with my clients that I had sold homes to, and it had been several years, and a lot of those individuals were at a point in their life where they were ready to move on. So I was able to transition very seamlessly. I had 2 listings before I even left the home builder. I was very fortunate.
Nice. So that's great. That is such a great, and that's where, in my real estate career, I did the same thing too, pre-selling new construction, which not everybody can do. It's not easy to do that because you're selling like an idea, because it could be this, it could be that. But like you said, I guarantee you I'll get you the best price I can and we'll get you what you want within the realm of reality, which is great. And then you kept in touch with those people, you kept working it, and you probably still do a lot of business in that very neighborhood, don't you?
I do. It's kind of my bread and butter. Like, I get a lot of referrals from there. I've done a lot of their the transactions for their moms, sisters, daughters. It's awesome. I continue to go to family events when my clients have them. I'll just pop in, and they always introduce me as their realtor and friend. So it's really lovely relationship that I have with everybody over there. I advertise in their newspaper. I do open houses, and usually at any given time, at least I'll have at least one listing in there.
That's great. So it's definitely your farm. It's an area you definitely work.
It is 100% my farm. And it's great too, because if you were to look up all of the data for like year over year, for the past several years, I've had the market share of real
That's
estate.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't you? Maybe you still do it. You did events there too, right? You had like things that you would do as far as events or movies or whatever. I remember you doing some things out
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I do all sorts of stuff out there. We have a hoot. Um, One of my favorite events we did was casino night, and it was right after COVID. So they had just opened up the clubhouse again, and it had been, a long time since people had been out, and they weren't expecting a very good attendance. But I ended up contacting all of my people, and they had more sales than they'd ever had. And all of the proceeds went back to the clubhouse. So I didn't charge anything. They charge an entry fee because they say they get better attendance when they charge. So that's what they did. And we ended
Really?
up packing the house, and it was awesome. I've also done home tours where if there's several homes on the market, I'll get a group of the biggest one I did was about 20 people. We had 10 golf carts driving down the streets, going to 10 different houses. And we had snacks and treats and games and prizes. And the real estate agents that I was showing their homes to loved it because I was able to provide real time feedback on like 20 people because I'm sitting in there listening to all the conversations. They're taking
Right.
pictures, they're doing this, they're calling their neighbors and saying, hey, this house is for sale, or things that they don't normally do. So just try to keep them engaged in it and letting them know that I will always be their real estate agent, even if they just want to go look at a house for funsies.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, keep them excited and moving out there. Good. Well, you are all about doing the proactive stuff to do business and actually help people. I can hear that tone of helping people get what they want and be educated about what they need to do and so forth. So that's all obvious. And it's so awesome to see that the amount of time and dedication you put into it, and just like you do with being a realtor too, because um, you're involved with the board and women's council as well, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I was president in 2021 for the Scottsdale area, and I have stayed highly involved, including in the membership committee. So, yeah, those are my ladies and gentlemen. 20% are men.
I love it. Yeah, I did an event for Bobby. Remember, I think I told you about that. I did
Oh, that's
a
right. Out
yeah,
in
it was
Vegas.
a rock and roll night, and she got the whole stage and the whole PA system. It was pretty crazy how what she actually got for me to use that night, and it went off pretty good. I can't remember what it was called, but it was something jeans and something cowboy, but it was really good. And you're right. I mean, women's council, they know how to party. All right, let's just leave it
Oh,
at that.
yeah. We had a really fun bingo night when I was president. We did May the 4th Be With You, and it was
I
Star
love
Wars
it.
themed. So everyone dressed up like Star Wars characters, and yeah, it was great.
That's so awesome. Okay, so now my favorite question for someone like yourself, who's a get it done, proactive person. Look at you're not number one in your office unless you're one of those people, right? But
Right.
you give them your top three. Okay, if I want to be successful in this business, what would be the top three things that you would tell them to focus on?
I would tell them that when you surround yourself with the right culture, that just becomes more productivity for yourself. So
Mhm.
if you can't, don't be a lone wolf. Don't try to do it on your own. Get into a group of enthusiastic people who will help you become and want to do the stupid small stuff that you have to do to make your business work.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
find someone that motivates you because you will find multipliers in your like dividends all around. I would say be okay to fail and adapt. Like, don't overthink a marketing plan. Just get something out there, get it out there consistently. Just do it. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, doesn't matter if there are issues with it or if it doesn't have the right picture. It's okay. Fix it the next round, but get it out there. Don't stall.
Mhm.
And then relationships over transactions. Real estate
Mhm.
is a long-term career. It's a lifetime career. So treat the people right, keep in contact with them, ask for the referrals, and you will have business.
Yeah, so true. Such great advice too. And let's face it. I think, and I know you don't, and I don't think I don't for sure, but I think people forget that that's what the fiduciary responsibility actually means, right? Put their needs. It's like the golden rule on steroids. Put your needs in front of my own. When you sign up with somebody, right? And everybody's your client today, right? Buyers or sellers. Remember 2 years ago, right? That lovely lawsuit that made, and which I thought, not the lawsuit, but the fact that the buyer broker agreement became mandatory. I think was huge. I can't believe it took 30 years for that to happen. But everybody's your client. You owe them that, right? And I think sometimes realtors forget that.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. And okay, so now you've been doing this a long time. You must have a decent database. Are you really organized with yours? How do you handle that? All that good stuff.
I am pretty organized with my database. I have them categorized into A pluses, A's, B's, and C's, and then I mark it accordingly. Everyone gets certain things like the newsletter, holidays, and things like that. I try to pump my CRM full of as much information as I can, including dog birthdays, what their favorite food, snacks, sports teams. I try to put it all in there. So yeah, I'd say I'm pretty organized with that.
See, it really sounds like it. Dog birthdays and everything too. Wow. Wedding
Well, people like
anniversaries, birthdays.
to know, when was your plant born?
Yeah, right, exactly. When did you buy that plant? And when was that tree planted? Right? No,
Right.
I know. I think that's great. I think that's great. And now, when you say newsletters, are you talking about the ones in the VAC, or do you have your own special one?
Both.
You do both. Wow. Do you also use the neighborhood reports too, or is that because I think
Oh,
that's a really good.
100%.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
a great one? That is so
Yeah,
professional looking.
it is. And what I love about it is whenever I go to my open houses out at Sundance, which is the little neighborhood where it's the active adult community, it's a small area within a master plan community. So if you're not familiar with the area, you're not sure which part you're in. So if people are coming into my open houses and are strictly looking for active adult section of Sundance, then I show them my neighborhood report and say, I'm pretty much the only one that has it because I made the report. I literally drew the outline around the community and I send it out. And then people are like, yeah, I do want to see that.
Hmm.
So, and I do that for other neighborhoods too, but you can get pretty specific with it. And it makes you look very professional, and um, it keeps them in contact with you. It keeps you top of mind.
Yeah, I send a neighborhood report to myself because I just want to know my neighborhood too, and it's very accurate. It looks really professional when they get it and open it
Hmm.
up. Not only is the information good, but it looks really good. It's very professional, and it's got all the marketing bells and whistles, and so when you're talking about birthdays and anniversaries and all that, you can set them right up. If you got them in the neighborhood report or in the VAC, then you can just do the extras when you're in there, right?
Yes,
Okay, cool. What about Real Scout? Have you taken a look at that yet, or are you getting ready to get started with Real Scout?
I
Because that's going to
have.
be big.
Yes, I'm getting ready to activate that and start my, start getting people in it.
Yeah, and it works really well with the VAC too. So you have your people that you can, what do they call that now? Nurturing. It used to be touching, now it's nurturing.
Yeah. Small change of word there.
I think it's less of an HR violation when you say nurturing versus touching. Touching could be
I
an
agree.
HR violation. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's
All
questionable.
right. Cool. Yeah, questionable term, but we know what it means. We know just keeping in touch with people and so forth. So, all right, cool. How about anything else? Anything that I forgot to ask you that you may want to mention to these lovely people out in Facebook land?
Gosh, I don't think so. I think you did a wonderful job with the questions, and I appreciate being on here. Thank you for your time.
What about the like when you got into the business? Like, what's
Mhm.
the one thing that you didn't think or you thought or that was a little different and you really had to adjust to? Was there anything in like because you worked for a builder first and then you went well you worked for I mean you worked for you had a couple of jobs relative to real estate, but then you got into the now I'm an independent contractor. I'm a solo entrepreneur. I have to create it all myself. I don't think a lot of agents understand that. What was there anything that challenged you or that you still think about today or that you learned from?
I think everything challenged me.
Yeah,
Well, and there were a lot of people who told me that going in from new home sales into a resale rarely works for people because of what you just said. The builder brings people in. When you're on the resale side, you have to generate your own. Um, you have to meet people. You have to, it's a lot harder. So
yeah,
I happen to be in a situation where I work for the builder first, and then gathered all those contacts. And it's just in my nature to keep those people close to my heart. And then it just happened to work out for me business wise later.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that was how I
So
met a
true.
lot of my people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
So
think that
true.
would, yeah, for I think getting people organized and you're starting to use a CRM and get a marketing plan in place is essential for
Yeah.
their business.
Yeah, because very few people are going to call you and say, "Hey, I was just thinking about you today, and I want to buy." I mean, that'll happen eventually when you have a decent database. But initially, you're right. You're in business for yourself, and I like to say you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself with this company because we have tools and brand and everything to help you with that. But you have to take the initiative every day. You don't work, it
100%.
won't happen,
Right,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. It's like, having a treadmill but not getting on it. It doesn't work. I mean, it's nice that it's in your
Right.
house.
It's great to hang my clothes on.
Right. Yeah, that's what a lot of people use them as, right? It looks like a very expensive rack, clothes rack. Well, all right. Well, we won't keep you. Hey, I just want to say, Susan, thank you very much for taking your time out. I'm sure people got a lot of good
Thank
nuggets out
you.
of this today. This was wonderful. You keep rocking it, and I know you will. I always enjoy speaking with you, and keep rocking it, and enjoy the rest of this year.
Thanks, Rick. See you
All
later.
right, Susan. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye now.